different shirt, but I totally went to training today, and I definitely kind of overstayed my welcome a little bit. Okay, so training started. It was two trainers, the Bear and the Heartthrob, and once again, because I don't know how they would feel about like getting shouted out in a random vlog, I decided to use their superhero names instead of their real names. So the Bear and the Heartthrob. You'll know who they are if you pay attention to the wrestling companies that they're part of. In any case, though, I in any case though, like I like to think today didn't suck because once again, I wasn't told to go home and I wasn't told that I was a terrible wrestler. I need to hear those exact words. You are a bad wrestler or you are bad at wrestling in order for me to do that. In any case, they didn't. In any case, I did mess up a few times though. That was the part that kind of always kicked me in the butt a little bit. At some point in the training, I was supposed to kind of work on taking a chop, and I was taught. Well, I was used to the idea that you take up you do a chop by sort of bracing for it. You know what I'm saying? Like putting your bracing for it like this. That's not how you take. That's not how Heartthrob wanted me to take it. So like I said, just naturally I just went like this, and like I said, I'm thinking I'm bracing for it, but obviously it looked like flinching, so it qualified as flinching. And there was a 20 push-up rule that was established for me if I messed up. So I got ready to. So I had to take the 20 push-up rule. Needless to say, I'm very, very, very unproud of how out of shape I am. Because now here's the thing. I actually used to do push-ups a lot back in the day. Clearly, I mean I do have results a little bit, but this go around I was doing the way I thought you do push-ups was that you don't go all the way down, because if you go all the way down you're laying down, and then you're laying down, and it's ultimately kind of like a reset for your body. So I was always under the impression that you go down just a little bit to keep some pressure on your arms and then go back up. In any case, that wasn't the case. Heartthrob's push-ups were, as I call them, low and slow, because he went down and then he went back up. He went down. Notice the tempo here. Back up. I had to do 20 of those. By number 13, I was sweating like crazy. I was having a tougher time getting up than I should have. I was very ashamed of myself, and not only that, but I'm in the presence of two other wrestlers, one named Dream and one named Dream and another one named Princess. And okay, it just really kind of bummed me out a little bit because I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like outside of that little incident, outside of that little mistake, everything else went by pretty okay. I didn't do as terribly as I would think that I did, but I still made a mistake, and I'm still sort of kicking myself in the butt about that mistake. I did sort of stick around a little bit longer than expected because Dream and Princess decided to like work on some stuff, and I decided to stick around afterwards with Heartthrob watching. And I just in my brain, I'm just like, and for that moment, I felt like one of them. You know what I'm saying? I felt like a wrestler. You know what I mean? Just being able to just be like, because they could have easily just told me to leave. They could have easily just told me, hey, we're about to do some stuff. You're just a scrub. Go on, bounce. But they didn't do that. They let me stick around. They let me interact with them after training, and that felt good for me because it was like, once again, there isn't really like a hierarchy in professional wrestling like one would like. I'm not gonna say that there isn't one, but it's not as bad as people would like to believe. The whole thing about the hierarchy in professional wrestling is that there's always some people who just think that they run they run everything, so that they kind of walk around their chest puffed out. They act like they're a star. Why are you looking at me, bro? Nobody told you to look at me. You're nobody important. And that's not what it was. Like outside of professional wrestling, like a lot of wrestlers are surprisingly very nice, very welcoming, very dorky. And I say this as a dork myself. And it is just like it feels good to know that like I'm not nearly as ostracized as I thought I was going to be. And like And it also feels good that I'm not told to leave. I'm not told that I'm the worst wrestler on the planet. I'm told, as a matter of fact, I was told that I do pretty well every time I show up. Granted, I still need to get in better shape because Lord knows I should be able to do 20 push-ups. I did this stuff before, so now I'm just more motivated to work out. I'm more motivated to work out. I'm more motivated to get myself back in shape, rather back in the shape that I used to be in. Because Lord knows I used to be a specimen. I mean, go back into my older videos. I wasn't the best wrestler, but I at least was in great shape. My cardio was okay. In any case, though, like I said, it just feels good to know that it feels good to know that I'm not the worst wrestler on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think that I would ever make it to like these grand heights in professional wrestling. Like I'm not. I mean, I don't want to say that. Like I don't want to deny myself an opportunity to be great, but I'm not expecting greatness because it's like being it's just like anything else. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like any other sport. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be just one person that everybody's going to focus on, whether it's Hulk Hogan or John Cena or Roman Reigns or Jacob Fatu or another white guy or another Samoan guy or another white guy or another Samoan guy. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is that I know that there's a I rather think realistically when it comes to my goals. Would I like to be considered a superstar among superstars? Yeah, I would, because I would definitely make my wrestling school worth getting into. But I also would like to just be realistic and know that even if I'm not one of the greats, you know what I'm saying? I would like to just be I would like to at least be one of the coolest. You know what I'm saying? Just a cool guy, just a chill guy that everybody can feel comfortable being around. That enough to join my wrestling training facility once I actually get this wrestling thing down. So there's that. But yeah, like I said, today wasn't terrible. Like I said, I wasn't told that I was bad. As a matter of fact, I was told that I was okay. I just need some things I need to work on, and that is a good feeling. Like they didn't tell me that I was trash. They didn't tell me I sucked. They didn't tell me, oh well, if you think that you're so bad, why don't you just leave? They didn't do that. They just said, you know what, you're a good guy. You know, you're a good wrestler. Or you're good. You do well. You just need some. You just have some things you need to brush up on. You just have things you need to polish up. That's it. And honestly, that's a good thing. That's a good way to approach. I feel like if every trainer does something like that, you're definitely gonna move up because people don't want to be told that they're bad at everything. That's masochistic if they do. Some people like to get the sugar. Some people like to get the salt and the sugar. You know what I'm saying? You give them all salt, they dehydrate. You give them all sugar, they fall apart. You know what I'm saying? You got to do a little balance of both. And that's what I'm getting right now. I'm getting told that I'm not the greatest wrestler on the planet, but with enough. But while I do have things I need to improve on, there are things that I am, in fact, at least moderately decent at. And I know that. I'm pushing 40. All I got to do is get myself back in shape, and I'm back up in there like swimwear. In any case, though, I still like training. Here's to me doing better next time, and I now know I gotta work on my cardio. I gotta work on my cardio, and I gotta work on my cardio. I gotta work on everything. I gotta get back in shape. That's the lesson. I'm not gonna get in better shape tomorrow, but the goal is to get in better shape than I did last time. So there's that. Let's icky my show. Let's do this thing. Completely off subject. Hikoden Sentai Akiba Rangers is a very fun series to watch.